In our previous video, we have discussed about blood vessels. Now, in this video, we are focusing on human heart. Human heart is a muscular organ which pumps blood to different parts of the body. If you talk about location of human heart, it is situated between two lungs and above diaphragm and the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity is also known as chest cavity. Now, let's discuss about the protection of human heart. Rib cage and thoracic cavity gives protection to heart. Heart is covered by a double-layered membrane, inner layer and outer layer, known as pericardium. Pericardium gives protection and shape to the human heart. There is a narrow cavity between these two layers which is known as pericardial cavity. This pericardial cavity is filled with pericardial fluid. Pericardial fluid reduces friction during the movement of heart and also protect heart from shocks and injuries. Now, let's move to internal structure of human heart. Heart is made up of specialized tissues known as cardiac muscles. Let's watch this figure for easy understanding of internal structure of human heart. This is not the actual figure of human heart. This is just for easier understanding. Human heart is divided into two halves, right and left by a partition known as septum. Each half is further divided into two chambers each. Upper two chambers are called atria, singular atrium. Lower two chambers are called ventricles. The left part of human heart is divided into upper left atrium and lower left ventricle by bicuspid or left atrioventricular valve. The right part of the human heart is divided into upper right atrium and lower right ventricle by tricuspid or right atrioventricular valve. We will discuss the function of these valves in the next video, which will focus on the circulation of blood. Now again, let's watch this figure to understand atrium and ventricle. In this figure, I have made upper part smaller than lower part just to tell you that atria are smaller than ventricles. We can say atria are smaller chambers and ventricles are big chambers of human heart. And again, if you look at the figure carefully, I have made the thickness of boundary of lower part more than that of upper part just to make you clear that ventricles have thick wall and atria have thin wall. Now you may be curious, why ventricles have thick wall and atria have thin wall. We will discuss it in the next video, which will focus on the circulation of blood. For now, just remember atria receive blood from different parts of body and ventricles receive blood from upper atria. Different blood vessels enter and leave human heart. Superior vena cava and inferior vena cava meet our right atrium. The left atrium is connected to pulmonary veins. The right ventricle gives rise to pulmonary artery. And our left ventricle give rise to aorta.